Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're cutting straight through all that 2026 hype to organize the absolute chaos of AI tool creation into a clear, no-nonsense roadmap. If you've been wondering exactly how an AI tool maker actually builds these systems from the ground up, well, you're in the right place. We're going to look at everything from the people doing the actual work to the exact architectures and tools they use to make it all happen.
We've got a packed agenda today. We'll cover the AI building boom, who actually builds these tools, RAG versus multi-agent systems, picking the right toolkit, dialing in the context, tools, and skills, and finally, how to ship reliable AI tools. Let's get right into it.
Section 1. The AI building boom. We really have to address the absolute explosion of AI development out there, and frankly, the massive confusion it's causing. Ivan Turkovic, a veteran CTO, hit the nail on the head. He said, "Everyone is an engineer now, and nobody knows what anyone does." It is a complete naming disaster out there right now. We've got something like 40 inflated job titles masking what people are actually doing all day long. Titles like generative AI engineer, context engineer, or agentic AI architect, which makes it sound like they're building sentient robots, are just flying around. It's absolute chaos, and honestly, it makes hiring and just understanding the toolmaker landscape so much harder than it needs to be.
That brings us to Section 2, who builds AI tools? If we strip away all that marketing fluff, who's actually sitting at the keyboard making the stuff work? Well, underneath the theater, it's actually pretty simple. There are really only three core jobs. You've got model trainers who are fine-tuning models from raw data. You've got plumbers, the folks keeping the infrastructure from melting down. But here's the wild part. API builders make up about 80% of the market. These are literally just developers writing code to call APIs from places like OpenAI or Anthropic, slapping some retrieval in front of it, and trying to keep it from hallucinating. And those theater titles? Vibe coder is basically just a meme for someone who accepts AI code without even reading it. And prompt engineer? Yeah, that's a title from 2023 that's pretty much already been absorbed into standard engineering roles. And this title inflation, it has a very real, very steep cost. Because of this naming mess, recruiters are overpaying for the shiniest titles. Get this, there is a verified $86,000 pay gap between two people doing the exact same API building work. Why? Because one HR department slapped the label LLM engineer on the job description, while another just went with AI software engineer. So lesson number 1 for any AI toolmaker, you absolutely must know what role you're actually hiring for.
Section 3, RAG versus multi-agent systems. Once you've got the right builder, they have to pick an architecture.
Let's start with the foundation. RAG, or Retrieval-Augmented Generation. This is absolutely crucial because it stops the AI from just blindly guessing based on its general training data. Instead, it grounds the AI in your actual proprietary data. It's kind of like giving the AI an open book test using your company's specific product documentation, legal contracts, or support history. It finds the right document first, and then it generates the answer.
But what happens when the tasks get incredibly complex? Research from Stanford and Google DeepMind shows exactly why multi-agent systems absolutely crush single agents. See, a single agent trying to research, write, format, and email a report creates a massive bottleneck because it does everything sequentially. It's juggling one thing at a time. Multi-agent systems, though, they act like a coordinated company of specialists. You have one agent pulling data, another one writing, and maybe a third doing quality assurance. They process in parallel and hand off results to each other completely autonomously.
Moving on to Section 4, choosing the right toolkit. You've got your architecture, now what do you use to actually build the thing? The 2026 landscape is super fragmented, but we can organize it by technical skill level, which filters out the noise beautifully. If you're a non-technical founder and you want full-stack apps without writing code, you're looking at platforms like Moment or MindStudio. Now, if you've got a technical team that wants visual control over the pipeline but wants to avoid raw code, managed tools like Diffy, Floweyes, or N8N are perfect. But for heavy-hitting engineers who need maximum flexibility, they're going to be living in code frameworks like LangChain or Llama Index, probably hooking into vector storage solutions like Pinecone or Wavy8 to handle all that production-scale RAG retrieval.
Actually, here's a quick pro tip for you aspiring AI toolmakers. Before you even think about touching those complex frameworks, the absolute easiest way to start prototyping your AI's logic is right inside the OpenAI playground. It's a no-code browser interface where you can do direct, real-time prompt engineering. You can tweak things like temperature to control the AI's creativity and experiment with how it responds, all before writing a single line of production code. Now, when it's time to scale up and build for the enterprise, companies generally use flexible delivery models, relying on managed services or agile teams to execute the build. Enterprise deployment is a whole different beast.
It requires rigorous API integrations, careful time and materials management, and seamless syncing with existing IT systems. Like CRMs or ERPs. You need a structured team to design the tasks, train the machine learning models, and handle all the user acceptance testing.
Section 5, Context, Tools, and Skills. When you're setting up an AI, you really need to treat it exactly like onboarding a highly capable human employee. Out of the box, AI agents run on this core loop: observe, sync, act. They read the context and goal, reason about which tools to use, execute the task, and loop back. But to make an agent actually useful, you have to tune that built-in loop. If you just toss a task at a raw agent, it's probably going to hallucinate some generic response. You have to feed it the right inputs so it observes accurately, thinks strategically, and acts effectively.
We like to call this the holy trinity of AI onboarding. Think of an agent as a really capable stranger who just walked into your office. First, they need context, like an About MD file outlining your brand voice and your ideal customer. Second, they need tools. We're talking MCP servers that give the AI secure access to your real applications, like Slack, Gmail, or your web scrapers. And third, they need skills. These are your specific standard operating procedures, step-by-step proprietary logic so the AI actually does the work your way, not just some generic way.
Finally, Section 6, Shipping Reliable AI Tools. This is the end of the toolmaker's journey, getting this thing deployed safely. As AI takes on more of the heavy lifting with code and content generation, we're seeing the rise of a critical new role: the verification engineer. This isn't just your standard QA tester. This is a crucial human safety net who truly understands the deep domain knowledge of your business. Especially in high-stakes industries like healthcare, fintech, or legal, the AI might do the building, but the verification engineer is the one signing off on regulatory compliance, catching weird off-hours billing exceptions, and making sure everything is rock solid before it ever touches the real world.
So, I want to leave you with this. Every company has to put AI at the forefront of their operations today, or they're inevitably going to lose to the ones that do. The era of manual, single-task work is closing fast. Will you train your team to build these AI tools from the bottom up? Or will you just sit back and be replaced by the companies that do? The playbook is here. The tools are available. The only question is, what are you going to build today?